I guess welcome to Michigan for the people that haven't been here before. I am up in the northern part of Michigan. If we can, I guess we can see that. That's kind of small print down here, but that's Detroit down here. I live up in the northern part of Michigan. It's a resort area where everybody comes to play, and I get to live here. And great place to live, and we love it here. My pull cut was like this, right? I'm going to stop the pull cut or push cut. I'm going to close the flute and I'm going to lower my handle. You can't really see it in the camera that well, but I'm going to lower my handle. And now we're going to make little tiny angel hair shavings. I'm going to try to save some of them here for us. It's so wet they're not showing up very well, but you take a look at these little tiny angel hair shavings that we're going to get here, right? And that allows us to clean up that surface, handle down, slicing with a shear scraping cut. There's other shear scraping tools. John Jordan has one, and some others that are using a shear scraping tool. I think Todd uses a shear scraping on his boring bar with his teardrop scrape cutter kind of thing, I think. So there's lots of other ways to shear scrape, but I already have this tool in my hand, and it's got a wing that allows me to shear scrape nicely. So I can clean this. My goal with shear scraping is I want to clean up the surface so I don't have to sand it. Well, sand very little. I want to start sanding with 320 grit. And it's not very difficult to do. Now on here, we got to go back up the other way. So I'm going the opposite direction with my handle down again here. And we'll clean up. There's a little bump right at the apex of that arc. So now I'd spend some considerable time cleaning up this surface, getting this perfect. No flat spots, no angular. Uh-oh, look at, I got a tool mark right here. Can you see it? Okay, I didn't get that yet, so I got to get down and get it. I got a little bit of torn grain here where the side grain little particles split out a little bit. So I have two areas that I need to work on, and I can do it both from the side. There's a little bit right at the corner here. And a little bit down. So I can refine the line. I can get the arc of the shape perfect. No flat spots. Have a nice pleasing arc, and there's where the shape situation comes into hand, where there's a very, very subtle difference between a sweet line and one that just is kind of nice bowl, but I can't really tell what's wrong with it, but it doesn't really have a perfect line to it. All right, so we've got all the tool marks out of here now. Everything is clean. I've got a little bit of a flat spot right here. You can see a little bit of a flat. So let me go back and get this a little bit, trying to reduce that flat spot. I'm going to work on the back side of that flat spot a little bit. All right, so we'll spend some time working on the outside so I don't have to sand it. Again, look at these shavings here. Very, very small, little tiny angel hair shavings. So we're not taking much wood there. I wanted to open up possibilities. Limits and obstacles drive me crazy. And so when I found a process that was easier and better and more efficient, then I was on it. And so the tools that I create and the tools that I use and the methods that I use have a heavy dose of safety in them, and to do it the safest way possible. If you like the kind of teaching I do and the details that I get into, come back and see me again. Do me a favor, if you will, and talk about this on your Facebook page or to your club members. Put it in your newsletter that this stuff is available for a real reasonable price, and even the vendor showcase, even free events that we do, and point them in our direction. There's a lot of us that are doing this, Cindy and Todd and many of us around the country that are doing these remote demos, and so the resources there, that there's a lot of learning and a lot of fun, a lot of entertainment to be seen, and watching people turn and do their thing. And there's so many different methods and techniques that you can never get tired of watching it. So Promote it on your social media if you will, and pass the good word that we're doing the job up here, and we'll see you in a few weeks.